Hi, I'm Robin Walker with VSP Walker, and thank you for joining me for another VSP Walker video blog. This week I'm very excited because Wednesday we are going to start a teleforum. And the teleforum is called the complexity effect. Now before I describe what the complexity effect means and why I decided to call it that, let me give you an analogy. I have twin girls who are 11. And when I introduce them, and when I've introduced them for the last 11 years, when I say to someone, oh, they're twins, instantly, no matter the fact that they don't look alike, one's 2 inches taller than the other, they have different body types, one wears glasses, one doesn't wear glasses, one has curly hair, one has straight hair. Besides all these facts, people instantly have a difficult time telling them apart. And that's always astounded me because I'm thinking, if I had introduced them as a 6th grader and a 5th grader, they probably would have no problem telling them apart. But because I introduced them as twins, instantly we can't figure out which one is which. Doesn't the same thing happen relative to technology? When you hear, we're going to implement a new ERP system, or we're going to do an upgrade, or we're going to investigate better ways to use our technology. Does your heart seize up? Do you start sweating? Do you start worrying? Do you start thinking, oh, technology, it's so complex, it's so hard to use? It's that negative connotation, that negative feeling we have inside about technology. And how can we get over that? I think we mentally put up a little bit of a roadblock around technology. Now, granted, there's a challenge when it comes to implementing technology correctly and properly. Several weeks ago I did a video blog on complexity versus simplicity, and it talked about the inherent conflict that exists between a software company who needs to add a lot of functionality to attract more and more clients and more users so the software can work no matter what their needs are. The more and more rich functionality they add, the more software they sell, but the more functionality there is, so the more complex it can be to use. The users, on the other hand, they look at technology and they say, please keep it simple. We want to know why we should use it. We want to know what parameters, what affects what. And so there's an inherent conflict between the simplicity with which the users need to use it to make it effective and the complexity with which the rich functionality that the software company needs to sell it. Now, does that mean that the software company sets out to make users' life difficult? Absolutely not. And does that mean the users view all software company as villains and demons? No. Some do, but no. And so the complexity effect discusses that. And one of the things that struck me through that, and I've been thinking about this, and I am at fault for this. In the past, when I've got together with a group of users and they start bashing on the software, they start saying, they never answer their support line. These programmers, what are they? Do they get sick satisfaction from creating all this confusion and driving me crazy? Why do I need 20 screens to do order entry? Why does it have to be that complicated? And the bashing just begins. And I've been there. I've jumped right in. I've thrown the software package right under the bus, right, like other users. But I've also worked in a software company. And in the 8 years of doing implementations within a software company and selling software within a software company, I have been on the other side. And if you're a software company, you've heard this. Wow, God, can't they ever get this? What is up with these users? Somebody send this client a truckload of smart water. They're a bunch of idiots. I mean, they're never going to get it. They don't know the first thing about project management. So I've been on both sides of the equations. And I finally think I've gotten old enough, and hopefully therefore wise enough, to understand that all the negativity around it is not doing either side any good. In fact, it's not even doing the people in the middle, such as myself, any good, because I have lived with years and years of frustration of watching manufacturing companies and users not effectively use technology. And they could be doing so much more. They could be getting so much more results. And I finally said, guys, enough is enough. Let's figure this out. Let's come together. Let's make a truce. And it begins with you and it begins with me. No more negativity. No more trying to point the blame on someone outside of ourselves. Let's work together. Let's have a forum where like professionals, be it manufacturing professionals or software professionals or consultants, come together and discuss how can we utilize technology to make our life easier, to make it more simple. What do you need to know, software companies, so you can understand how you need to work with me? And what do I need to know about you, manufacturing user? I'm sorry, the other way around. Software company, what do I need to understand about you to understand what I need to do to direct you to learn about me and to therefore implement the software? That was a bit of a riddle, wasn't it? Anyways, you get what I'm saying. We have got to come together because at the end of the day, technology is not going away. And guess what? You can actually get results with technology. I know, it's unbelievable. And it doesn't have to be hard. I know, that's crazy, right? That's just silly. Of course it's hard. No, it's not. It doesn't have to be hard. You and I, if you please join me, I am going to do whatever I can to help this chasm that we've created, this negative connotation that we've created around technology. And let's figure out for once how we use it to get results. So if you will, just please join me. Please join me Wednesday. It's only 47 minutes long. I know, odd number, but I'm 47 years old, so I figure a minute for every year I've been around. I think that works. 47 minutes long. We're going to talk. I'll introduce a topic. I'll open up to discussion. This is not a lecture. This is an open discussion where we can work together and both be more successful. Please join me. Until next time, thanks for joining me. And remember, velocity, make things happen faster. Simplicity, don't make business harder than it needs to be. Don't make technology harder than it needs to be. And profitability, let's make more money. Thank you for joining me.